Hey, what's up, zookeepers? It's your boy, Bran Kirkman, one of the Hollywood Kaiju bad boys, and we are here with the final episode of the Evangelion Rebuilds, reviews, movies. I don't know what you call what we do, but it's a fun time. Anyways, we're going to talk about Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 equals Thrice Upon a Time. Boy, do I still fucking hate that title. But hey, great movie. I mean, kind of breaking it before we get there. But we have a Jon Lyons back for this last episode. We're actually doing two parts together, but we had to take a break about 1/3 through. So you'll kind of notice we changed from being in-person to remote, which is kind of fun. It's much like the movie itself. It's all over the place, but in a good way. We go to some really fun places. As always, if you like it, like and subscribe, rate and review, whatever. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify. You can tweet at us on Twitter at Podzuki, just at Podzuki, and we'll read whatever you tweet at us on air. It's always fun. But you know what? See you later. Spooky episode. Come back. Ooh, ghost. Spooky. Scary. Okay, I'm back. Please move on.
Render unto Ghidra what is Ghidra's. 10 to 1 he sees you through a beaker and a tweezers. Read the fine print and be like, what's the big deal? Spun wheels of steel since broke wheel, big wheel. Back when it was greasy as curl, now it's easy dread. Had a rhyme on how they used to tease him about his peasy head. Yes, y'all, to the beat. Have a ball.
That brings us to Evangelion 3.1.0 plus 5 equals the fourth movie. I feel like getting to the plot right away where it leaves off.
It starts with
Paris.
Well, yeah, with Paris. I think the movie really starts when you're caught back up with Asuka, Rei, and Shinji.
It does, but I'm gonna say this is the coolest use of the Eiffel Tower I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It's a really great, like the third movie. It opens with a really great battle scene, like really high concept set pieces, very cool enemy designs, like the marching Ava power plants doing the whole particle beam thing again, just like the Ramio.
I love those things. I love those silly little legs.
They're
So good.
yeah.
The thing is,
they're doing like John Cleese walk. Yeah.
they also the way these things are like giant batteries that are walking, and they have two Ava units on the bottom that move them. But when I say two Ava units, it's like two torsos that both have different legs. So it's like these little guys that are just torso legs marching with these battery.
They're holding the thing up in the middle like it's their drunk friend. They're
And it's we get back to Mari and what she's been up to, having a real cool fight. You see some really great animations and
now
breast bounce.
How did she not end up stuck with Asuka, Rei, and Shinji?
She's a cheat character for one thing.
Yeah, they put in the right code at the beginning of the title screen.
I just watched the movie last night. I guess she wasn't on the ground. She was up with the right.
Yeah, I think she was keeping distance to make sure she could still do stuff.
Yeah, she's mostly like the sniper anyway, too.
Yeah.
And they even have her like at the end of this fight scene in the Eiffel, or I should say Paris, where she uses the Eiffel Tower to kill one of the Nerve Ava Angel units.
Yeah, and she even says like, "Excusez-moi, Eiffel." Yeah, it's cute.
I love how they changed it from the City of Lights to the City of Fights. It's so good.
Nice. It was a good fight, let me tell you. They also kind of do a little bit more world building, where like the whole world's been like stuck in this like blood red stasis, so that when
corified.
Yeah, it's been corified, which is a really cool term. But after they get out these units, they have this thing where they put in this. I forgot what they called the thing. It's
a Brita filter.
They put a giant Brita filter in the middle of Paris, and it kind of reverts everything back to normal.
Yeah, they're like these big black rods with a bunch of like rotating red weird symbols on them.
They do look like a inverse Brita filter. Now that I think about it. You are right about that.
Oh yeah, and they keep away core stuff. Yeah, keep it from getting all red. So the effects of the core eye stuff is really great too. I think. It's not just red, but there's a filter over it, so it looks kind of crystalline, and you can see like little bits of energy swirling around inside it.
They make it really otherworldly too, because it's like the gravity's off, so they have all these things getting like floating in stasis wherever it's going
and they've got the same like threads coming off of them too. But they don't go up, they just go in random directions. It's a neat touch.
Film's got a great aesthetic.
This is a weird observation I made with the fourth one. Is the fourth one I really liked it. It really reminds me a lot of the settings in Half-Life 2. Of like seeing a whole world of dealing with like after like a catastrophic event happened, of like how people would actually adapt to it. That's one of the reasons I really like that series Half-Life a lot, and it's a really cool setting. Is like it feels like they really captured what it'd be like trying to survive in it, and 4 feels like that too.
They have the same kind of like fucked up area, and then like a little bit of a resistance area, quote unquote. Although here they're more just like chilling out in a Miyazaki movie.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say they have the big fight in Paris. They get it unqualified, and then we cut back to basically right where the third movie left off, with Asuka, Shinji, and Black May going to the encampment, and we're introduced to all of our old favorite friends. Now they're old and they've been fucking, so they got babies.
Yeah, Toji is like a pretend doctor now.
Yeah.
He later says he's not an actual doctor, but it's cool. He gets to be that guy. He had a real side to him we didn't know about.
Yeah.
And then we get introduced back to was it Ken? I always forget what his full name is.
Kensuke Ida.
Yeah, they just call him Ken. It's kind
of it is. He's like the jack of all trades guys. He just goes around as a handyman.
I like that this movie gives you time to breathe with the characters, because they have like a whole montage of like Rey learning how to live and like adaptive farm life, and I'm like, this is what an Evangelion film I always need, which is just good old farm life, baby.
Oh
absolutely,
that's part of the movie.
Planting rice, looking at a pregnant cat under a train.
Oh.
Favorite.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is just wholesome as shit. Yeah. It really does feel like a Miyazaki movie all of a sudden.
It's Studio Ghibli's Evangelion.
But here's where I think it's so
it's
brilliant.
The humanity that you needed in the third movie.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you need, but the most brilliant thing about this that I love is they somehow took all the angst and like sorrow of Shinji dealing with him not wanting to do anything, and they put it in these scenes still where like Shinji's just like having a whole mental breakdown, not wanting to do anything.
He's catatonic.
Yeah, he's still catatonic. They're dragging him around.
The beginning of the movie.
Yeah, just like End of Eva.
They're basically like doing the drag around of Into Evangelion, but like you said, it's like in a Miyazaki film now, so it's more wholesome. But he's still doing the same, like not doing anything. At one point, Asuka basically has to even take food and force it down his mouth.
Yeah, the animation during that scene is incredible.
Yeah, it's really great.
Force feeds him calorie mate.
Yeah. They try to give him like these bars of calorie mate. Basically.
Okay, let's take a real quick calorie mate break here. Who's had calorie mate here?
I have.
It's
good.
I think it's good.
Like never had it. Always wanted to try.
You're missing out.
Metal Gear Solid fan, I see.
I prefer Energy Friend. Like the off-brand. Almost as good.
Consumption Buddy, that's another one I like a lot. We could do this all day, man.
Yeah. Food Pal.
Yeah, Food Pal. You also get kind of a premonition of what's coming here too, as Rey's suit activates to tell her that she needs to get back in some good old LCL soon, or she's going to turn into a melty lady.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, this sucks. Well, not really much I can do about that, so time to just live my life.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what it was, that like she had to be in the LCL to keep her shape.
Yeah, it's like a little thing on her wrist beeps, and then she sort of collapses, and then she's like, oh, I can't live outside of Nerve.
Yeah, it was weird. I thought she died in that scene.
Yeah, I did too. But then again, they don't show her getting up or anything. Maybe it got cut, but yeah, it shows the next day, and she's up, and she's working with the rice planting ladies again.
Yeah. She also is kind of growing into her own as a character. They tell her that she can choose her own name.
Yeah, she's learning how to be human.
Yeah, she's learning how to be human. And then I like that Shinji's like told like, hey, you should choose my name. And then Shinji's like, I finally have your name, Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
So she goes by Peter Griffin after that, which I thought was real weird, but I thought it was also freaking sweet.
Crazy coincidences sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's this recurring thing too where so Rey doesn't know all these pleasantries or anything like, good morning, good evening, or like good night, hello, goodbye, that sort of thing. And so the mom of the kid, she's like the class rep character. She's explaining to Rey these various things, and Rey's like, oh, okay. And then at the end too, when we
can cut to the scene.
Yeah. So
she knows that her time's kind of gone. Shinji's kind of he's come out of his shell. I think Rey helps him a lot to like finally stop being a little bitch, which we always know Shinji will be. But he's like, okay, I'll stop crying or start eating food. He's kind of like in this outpost where Pin's been and has a whole family now.
Oh yeah,
there's like a whole bunch of Pin's under the dock.
Pin's probably dead, but he got to procreate.
Whatever.
Right.
They got a pencil case.
They're all like incredibly inbred now.
Yeah. And another thing too that I kept thinking about is like Shinji's been out here for like a whole week. I'm like, he's gotta smell like shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Like he's gotta smell so bad. Kind of like me right now because I mowed the lawn and worked out before everyone came out. So apologies. But like, finally he's kind of come out of his shell, but he's still going here every day. And then Ray brings him his tape recorder, his cassette player. I don't know what it exactly is. A mini disc player?
Yeah,
maybe?
mini disc player. That's it.
Yeah, I think it really is a mini disc player.
Yeah.
And then she basically tells him, like, I want to say thank you for all these different things. And then it gets real emotional because, like, oh, I know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to lose Black Ray. And I thought it was going to be, like, a really gross scene, but, like, instead she just, like, turns into LCL goop, which is really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it is red at first.
Yeah.
Back to LCL.
Definitely. Like, at first I was like, wait a minute. Whoa, they're not doing the tang? Oh, okay, it's the tang. But then,
I believe that's the proper terminology. She got tanged.
Yeah.
She got tanged.
Exactly.
Tangified.
Yeah, so they're changing that up a little bit by doing a fake out where the first, like, half a second the LCL is red. And you're like, whoa, holy shit. Oh, okay, now. But yeah, then there's her crumpled plug suit, and then there's a little glowing floating cross, and then there's a rainbow on it, and then it disappears. But yeah, they were trying to find her some other clothes first, and they put her in the original, like, Ray schoolgirl outfit, and of course everybody's like, eee!
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense though.
Yeah,
Well, no, because
that's
the clothes that they would have had, because a lot of them went to the same school.
I guess it would work out, kind of, but it's still kind of stupid. But also, I like it. It's stupid, and I like it.
And so, yeah, when she knows she's gonna get tanged, she folds the clothes up, leaves it in the center of the room, and then puts a note on it saying all the words that class rep taught her, like, good morning, hello, good night, goodbye, and then like that's her ending note. It's really cute.
Close enough.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
It'll be fine.
hey, Podzookers. So, I notice there's a bit of a change in this episode here. When we were previously trying to record the episode, I had a bit of a medical scare. Everything's fine. Everything turned out normal. But I'm in my early 30s, and that's when you start going to the doctor a lot. So, anyway, we're back here with we've got Jon Lyons and the rest of the podcast crew to continue on with Neon Genesis Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0.
But now we're in your computer.
Yeah, we're doing a remote.
That's right.
Yeah, I know too. This might come in at an odd time where we started talking about Evangelion 4.0, I think a little bit. So I don't know if I'm just gonna drop this in where we cut out.
We got well into Act 1.
Yeah, we got very well into Act 1, I want to say. So I guess we could just do a quick walkthrough, and it kind of gets us up to speed, which is, I think we talked about how cool the opening scene is with that fight in Paris. We talked about that for quite a bit. They use the Eiffel Tower, that's really cool.
The walking Ava guns.
Oh,
I know.
The Ministry of Silly Walk Robots.
Yeah, the John Cleese-ass Avas.
I can save us even some more time. We started talking about how much we'd always craved, but we never knew that we needed it, which is farm life Ray.
We were jumping around a lot, but I feel like as far as how long we talked, that's where we really should pick back up.
Yeah, I feel like the last thing I remember talking about is them all getting ready to board the Wunder to go off and fight Gendo and Nerve and all the rest.
Yeah, where Ken was filming Asuka. Did we talk about their relationship?
No.
Yeah, that's an interesting one I wanted to touch on. Because
they're not really shipped. I don't think they have a sexual relationship, but...
That's what I was about to say. I feel like I had the thought a few times, they fucking?
Well, she sleeps in her own area, so...
Yeah, Asuka's off in, a shack at the edge of the village, because I guess... She says, I'm not in this village, I protect it, or something like that.
Well, and she calls humans Lillans.
Yeah. She's gone full angel.
What do we feel about how Asuka's treated in the final Ava movie? Because I think she kind of gets the short end of the stick in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's almost like if you made Asuka too self-aware is how it feels, which I don't mind. I think it's a real interesting take in the movie. Once again, I think compared to 3, 4 really comes around where they give all of the characters some room to breathe, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really kind of fascinating take on Asuka's character, because it seemed like she always wanted to be one step ahead of everybody and be in the know, and it's almost like she's cursed by having all this knowledge. But at this time in the film,
and it's also
so it was kind of fun to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the events that happen are sort of about taking her out of play in various ways, because she does have all this knowledge.
Yeah, I feel okay, she releases her angel side because I guess she got contaminated when in the second movie. So she's like
Yeah,
not
she's
human
like the
anymore.
blood and shit. Yeah.
And she dies
She's
like
got one of those.
she's now.
She's got one of those black pillars inside of her eye, like hidden by the eye patch. I guess
That
that's what's
part.
been in
That
there the
part
whole
was
time.
really cool.
well,
Yeah, that was like Ultraman stuff, even.
Yeah.
yeah, and with the whole like all of these things are happening at the same time, all of the Ava endings. It's really cool because
Oh,
she always
yeah.
has the eye patch. I guess after
Yeah,
N,
so-
not in the original series, but
A funny detail. I don't know if anybody else thought this too, but for a while I thought that Masato had an eye patch or had a cool scar across her eye, and I just realized it's because it made her hair look funny when she's wearing the glasses.
yeah, she has
I
like
don't know if anybody else had that.
Yeah,
she
like
gets
kind of side bangs.
yeah, she gets her
Yeah.
bangs back though at the end of this movie. I
Yeah,
definitely
that was
already
great.
said that how Misato got her bangs back,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it was really
The-
cute. They just kind
the
of
sequel to
floof
Stella
out in front of
is
her
weird.
face.
yeah, why she
Yeah.
would have that one Rurouni Kenshin hair that's not there when she undoes her ponytail.
Oh man, Rory Kenshin. That's
She
a
has,
whole
like,
rabbit hole.
LCL hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, her
So-
hat. Yeah, head angel powers or something. It was a core hat.
Yeah.
Well, what about Asuka being a
We-
clone?
I feel like it makes sense.
Oh
actually.
yeah. They were making a whole bunch of tubes full of Oscars.
Yeah, it's just like I always liked the story from the original series where like her mother was like survived the contact experiments, but she went completely crazy and then eventually killed
Yeah.
herself, and Asuka was the one
Still
who came
ended
in
up
and
in
found
there.
her body.
Yeah, that was a real nice switch, like taking the basic premise and coming at it from several different angles so that you could see, these are all the different ways that somebody can end up in this kind of psychic situation.
Yeah, but basically she was like, I've never seen the show, but like Orphan Black. Is that like
Orphan Bleak.
Okay.
Is it-
I don't
I've
really
seen
know that
Orphan
one.
Black.
hey, like you see her like training as a kid when we get to like the mindfuck part of the movie. So like anytime one of
Yeah.
those would die, they would just wake up another.
Yeah, I
That's-
guess
that's
so.
what I'm assuming.
Maybe it kind of has to do with the change of her last name too, from Soryu to Shikinami.
Yeah, it took me like
Yeah.
the rewatch to realize that she was a clone. I didn't pick that up the first time I watched it.
Talking
Yeah,
about
they go over that really fast.
This
talking
movie's
about,
so. Go ahead.
sorry, talking about waking up a new one whenever one dies is just making me think of the Venture Brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the freaking boys
Yeah.
from
She became a
Brazil.
Venture Brother.
Oh,
Yeah, that's basically what she is.
I love
should
this.
we go back to?
Go ahead.
Should we go back to like chronological order? Or what do you think?
I feel like
For the
we play like jazz, baby. Whatever notes we're feeling.
We
just
were
go with it,
already-
because I feel
It's
like-
about the movies we don't talk about.
I have to apologize. I'm barely gonna like jump in for talking about like what actually happened in the film, because I'll be honest, like the logistics of what happened, I cannot describe well at all. I can talk about like what things were metaphors for, but I did
It is.
not.
They're throwing a lot of terminology at you, like the anti-universe. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
You're 2/3 of the way there if you got the metaphors though.
Okay, but basically, Ray becomes a farmer and learns how to be human right before she dies because she can't live without LCL. That's what holds her
Yeah.
together. And
Poof.
it doesn't break Shinji up, but he's kind of like, okay, they're going to go and fight my father. I'm going to go and confront my dad. Because Shinji
Yeah.
has grown up.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
a really interesting theme about why I ended up liking this movie series just as much as the end of Evangelion is it's a very different take, but it finally is getting the idea of like what if he actually matured and grew as a person as a opposed to avoiding responsibility and just wallowing in his own pity.
And,
So I think it's
It's one line
yeah,
that
it's-
really, I think he kind of seems not completely organic, him like growing up so much, but there's one line that really gets to me where like when Ray's visiting him every day and he's still like barely talking and he's like, why do you keep doing this to me? Why is everybody trying to help me? And Ray says, because we like you. And then Shinji breaks down.
Yeah.
Like that's like the kind of shit that I loved from the original Evangelion because that's so relatable. Like the people who are my friends, they actually like me.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, get over
exactly.
yourself, dude.
And I mean, it
Yeah.
sets up that revelation he has at the end. But here it's more of a slow burn, the way he matures and realizes new things, instead of at the end when he's, in that folding chair in the little theater, and suddenly it's like, snap! Wait a minute! Like I'm not completely shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I should keep living. Yeah.
Congratulations.
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 I was gonna do that.
Yeah, we had to do that at least.
Gotta be quicker on the penguins.
Actually.
But yeah, so Shinji tells Asuka he wants to go with them to confront Nerve. So she's like, she says, "Protocol's protocol," yeah, and tranks him.
Yeah, exactly. She's just like, "Okay, I'll just take him. Who gives a shit?"
Yeah,
I love that so much.
I did like the English line.
Magneto prison.
The English line where she says, "Yeah, protocol's protocol," and then just brings it out and shoots him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a good time. They do some more setup. I feel like we can actually skip ahead once again because I think we're gonna have to spend a lot of time discussing the whole meta anti-universe part because it is. Let's be honest, it's fucking dope. I love it so much.
It's cool, but it's also that cool Evangelion thing where like I don't understand it, and you're not supposed to. It's just like, what does it make you feel? Like, what ideas does it bring up in your head?
Technology.
Yes.
Well, the cool thing too is that the like antiverse is an actual physics thing with like these Penrose diagrams where it's like how you diagram out a black hole and it becomes this symmetrical thing where there's our universe on one side and then the antiverse on the other side. So I thought that was a really neat shout out to like relativity. And
I mean, they definitely like they do their research and use like real terms, but it's also like with like the Christian imagery there
blasted out into the absolute fringe of anything imaginable.
Yeah.
Also, this moment when they get back onto the ship, they try to develop the side characters a little bit more. And you know what, Ano, I get it. You put him in the third movie, you still want to give him a shot. It wasn't terrible. But he has more conversations with Suzuhara and then Kitakami.
I like they explained the headbands that everybody had tying around their arms because I don't think they did that at all in the first one.
It's like we want to change the world back to this color, and there's one for every person we lost. I thought that was really charming.
Yeah, it was nice, and I do think it's good to have the different angles because it does make it feel like a more developed world of like the people on like the Japan side that were living that farm life were like not upset about Shinji. But since these people are more aware of what happened, almost everybody on the ship's like, "Hey, Shinji, fuck you."
Well, yeah, as we said before, this movie had people in it, whereas like the last movie, we saw the Wunder for a small amount of time. Then it was Shinji alone with like 2 alien people.
Yeah, one of their head
and a piano,
and a piano. A sex piano.
Yeah.
So we basically get caught up. They have a few discussions where Shinji gets his head in the game, and they get ready to pilot their Eva. The final boss.
When Mari and Asuka come to visit Shinji before they get in there.
Well, they're also doing this like arc thing aboard the Wunder where they're taking samples of all these different creatures that are going to be exterminated by instrumentality because this is what Kaji wanted. He didn't want it to be a battleship. He wanted it to be an arc to save all this nature stuff. And then they
that part was pretty cool too.
And then they launch these like tubes out that are supposed to just go and hang out in like a Lagrange point. And they had like AT field engines, which I thought was great.
Yeah, that's secret.
And we also see a showdown with like a bunch of the other Nerve HQ people start showing up when they try to get to the part of, is it the Antarctic or I forgot, the South Pole?
Yeah, with the white like field above it.
Yeah, the white field where they're trying to like kind of broach so they can get to the, what do they call it? Like the Nega inverse parallel moon?
The black moon.
Yeah.
The black moon. Yeah. I mean, that whole build-up was pretty cool because they basically showed them kind of getting there. Nerve has completed their own full like Wonder ship now, but it's like fully operational. They have.
Well, you also find out. Saying, like, I don't know if they said in the previous movie, but they stole the Wonder from Nerve. That's why they show like the nameplate and whatever the name that Nerve had. They spray painted over and put Vile or Wunder.
Yeah, my favorite thing is that it has the most anime logic I've ever seen in a movie in a while, which made me enjoy the camp of it, which is, they're like, oh, it's fully complete. And they're like, but our engine's more strong. That's why we stole it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Just get to the cool fight. Like, it's super anime and I love it, but it's also
it's like, we've got the best engineers and we modified it to be the super prototype. Yeah, the prototype is always better. That's perfect anime logic.
They've been doing it since fucking Gundam with the original with Char Zaku, because the Zaku was a more expensive production unit, but it was cheaper to make the Zaku 2s at a lower cost. So the Zaku actually is a better mobile suit than the other. We don't need to get into it. It's been a trope forever, guys.
Yeah.
I can't believe
And if you don't understand it, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes all the way back to like Mazinger. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing it all the way back. But yeah, they basically have all these kind of like showdowns with Nerve to eventually kind of. I guess they're trying to broach into the Black Moon to have everything happen, is what they're explaining, I think. Right?
Yeah, they get down through. So there's this thing, I think it's called like the L field. I forget the exact terminology that they use, but it's this force field above the
I believe
Nerve
it's the L word field. HBO's the L word field.
Yes, it's very, very underrated field. Not a lot of people saw the field.
It is, yeah. This part of the movie, there's so much like action going on, and that's super hard to describe. And it's like looks great, but you want to get to the meat and potatoes of like like a grown man talking about his feelings with his son.
Yeah, and the big fight to get to it is super, super cool. It's Asuka piloting. I always forget, is it the Eva 2 or 3 she's in? It's so hard to keep
She's in 2, but they had to reconstruct
like,
Unit 2.
2.
That's why they were...
She's working with Mari, who's like throwing her down weapons as they have to get through this entire field of like basically zombified Eva units. And they look like Eva 1, but they all have skulls, like just giant human skulls.
Yeah,
and
big skull faces.
Except for the one that's got like Ninja from Metal Gear Solid face.
Oh yeah. It might sound really dumb when I'm describing it right now, but I want you to know 100% I think it looks fucking badass. It's so cool.
Yeah, there are like a million of them. Yeah.
Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0. Oops, too many Evas.
Yeah, and if this movie had a shit kind of boring plot like 3 and they still had this scene, I would still say it was at least a good movie, but we can get to the point, the meat and potatoes of the actual movie, which is They do everything they need to breach through the field to get basically... They were trying to use
through a literal cloud of zombie Evas.
They're trying to disable Unit 13.
Drill, yeah.
Right.
Which
is also, once again, fun Gnosticism with numbers and 13 and what it represents.
Yeah. Something else I realized watching this movie too is that as the Eva units climb up, they get more eyes, but in like a sequence. So Unit 0 has 1 eye, Unit 2 has 2 eyes, Unit 3 has 4 eyes, and Mari's unit has 6.
So how many eyes does the Sele insignia have? Is that 7?
Oh, damn. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Damn.
Somebody.
They were doing their homework.
I guess you could say the eyes have it.
Let's all look it up and then cut that part.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But actually, why somebody does look it up, we start having, it is the in boss fight to get to where they need to be, so we're starting to get all of our characters killed off. Everybody in the Wonder's kind of like doing these last minute procedures to get through the field so that they can get basically Shinji inside of it. We say goodbye to Asuka in a very cool scene.
She's trying to get through the Unit 13 AT field, and her own Eva is like rebelling against her, so she goes all beast mode again, with like, she says angel blood, and then just blows up Tetsuo style from Akira.
She takes her eye patch off, and like that shows her angel side, and she pulls one of those anti-angel dildos out of her eye socket. Obelisk is better.
I think they look more like a Brita filter. Let's be honest.
It does. It looks like a little black Brita filter.
Yeah.
I don't think the phallic nature is on accident. It looks different when it's like a small one that goes inside of her head.
Yes.
Not a lot of other shapes you can fit into an eye though, and have it look crazy.
A glass eye like Sammy Davis Jr.
You can have a ball or a dildo. And that's really your only option.
Hey, I'm an angel man.
Or a Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins. They basically explain at this part too that she is a clone, and then like her true angel self is trying to stop her from doing it, so she tries to kill it by exploding her own head, which is also pretty badass. But then the angel's like, "It's already too late, you dummy!" Like literally, that's the word she says to her.
Yeah.
And then it's basically we just see her kind of pop off.
Yeah, get LCL'd.
Yeah, now.
So we got Ray's down, Asuka's down, so you know it's got to be Masato going down next with the ship.
Well, they go down with the
And
ship,
it
but
was
is this
good.
like, do they have another fight, or is this when like they get onto those like
Oh wait, no.
octagons?
Now, so the Mari and Asuka originally they get down to the floating big pyramid nerve headquarters, and then something is they trigger another Lilith, and a giant naked Ray starts to appear, but with a photograph for a face. Like she has a live action face.
I don't think we're there yet, because I think that's when like
Oh, no,
that happens
that's
after after Asuka dies, because that's Evangelion imaginary.
Right. But that's how Misato dies, is like ramming through its hand in the Wunder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
they turn the Wunder into another spear, and this is where like you gotta like have a dissertation in Ava to understand some of the stuff we're gonna be saying.
Yeah, to get it through, because also before this too, they have the big talk of Misato and the crew confronting Gendo, and a really cool reveal, which is Masato. No, it wasn't. I guess it was
Ritsuko
who shot him.
Shot him.
Ritsuko.
Yeah, Ritsuko, like total reversal from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just goes for the gun and shoots him, and then basically shoots off his little cool Cyclops visor, and we find out our bad dad, he's already become an angel.
Yeah, but he still has to scoop up some of his brain and put it back in his head.
And a really cool and gory scene of he got shot in the head where his brain kind of spilled out, and he just picks it up and puts it back in.
I can't tell you how long I've waited to be able to do that.
He's definitely an angel.
He says
but
a
he
really
only did
cool
that
line,
because he thought it
too.
looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
I love the line he says too, where he says like, "Gods have no need for barriers. We accept everything that comes to us."
Yeah.
And then then he puts his brain back in his head.
And I'm like, hey, gods, consent is king still. I don't know if I agree with that there. So, hey, buddy.
So basically, Gendo's able to pilot Ava 13 now for some reason.
He can do it by himself.
Yeah.
I don't think they explain this, but like you needed 2 pilots, and I guess he's multiple people now. I don't know.
I think
he's basically omnipotent.
Yeah, because it's like he
another
like gave
Karu
up his
or something.
humanity so he can like merge directly with the core or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
he
Evangelion.
says like, I rewrote onto myself information beyond the logos of this world. Well, he says a lot of weird shit because he's a god now.
I implanted the memory of
he
you
can say whatever
fucking
he wants.
Karu.
Haha.
And you love it. You fucking love it.
I know, Dad. That was never a secret.
So with Asuka dead, Mari, I don't know where she is at.
MIA.
Yeah, MIA.
But,
And the 4th impact about to happen. The what do they call it? They call it something, don't they? Final impact.
The final impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the final impact.
Or like another impact too.
Yeah, another impact. That's the one I liked.
I
But,
think they call it the final countdown, and they start playing the song by Asia.
yeah.
I like it because it sounds so exasperated. They're like, oh, another impact.
Mom, we already had one.
I'm just so sick of all these Neon Genesis Evangelions.
We've got an impact at home.
So we all know what this is leading up to. We can kind of get back to the actual timeline of this. Means that Masato needs to basically ram the Wunder in so that Shinji can get his Ava in to fight his dad. And you're thinking like this is going to be like a totally epic showdown fight of Gendo versus Shinji and 2 Avas fighting and duking it out, and you kind of get that for a second.
Oh wait!
But then it starts getting all loopy doopy.
We can't jump into that yet because
starts getting impacty.
Like the whole crew comes out
Yeah.
onto the deck. Like everyone's talking on the ship after Gendo like flies away with the spear to go do the thing in the mirror dimension.
Yeah. And a
I
bunch
forgot
of people.
about the whole weird spear thing. That's right.
How could you forget about Suzuhara coming out to shoot Shinji in the most perfect metaphor for someone who's like been hurt many times before, not wanting to be hurt anymore? You can't start the impact. He's gonna start the impact.
Yeah, everybody comes out on the deck with like a gun to shoot Shinji.
Why? Yeah, they did that twice with
and then,
Pink Carol,
Kitakami,
Lips Girl,
Kitakami
and then
comes out and stops Suzuhara. Yeah,
it should have just been her, like Toji's sister.
It would have been funny if they went through every character in Evangelion pulling a gun.
yeah, and they like Pen comes out. He's got like one in his mouth.
That's got to be the director's cut where there's just there's a pile of 47 handguns at the end.
The guy that invented
it's the
Jet
congratulations scene, but it's like a Mexican standoff. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, we have that kind of like talk, but then they're like, okay, we have to get Shinji there. And then there's a thing about making a spear, even though it doesn't exist anymore, because Gendo took the last spear, and I think through the power of friendship and love, they can make the last
It
spear.
really kind of is, because
Yeah.
Ritsuko's like, you expect me to do this with just a model? Like, hey, you're Ritsuko. You're really good. Like, okay, I guess I can do
It's
it.
not just the power of friendship. They
When
also
you
have
put it that
they
way.
They have a big ass Ava spine in there too.
Yeah.
I
the
mean,
connectors
They
for
literally
one
say
is a
it's
power
like
source.
the power of hope and humanity or something like that, which... Listen, I like this movie a lot, but it does have some very cheesy moments like that. But also, it's fun. But look, we have to be honest here as well. They went a little spear crazy these last few movies.
They
went
did.
really crazy.
I was pretty surprised. Yeah, when they go into the antiverse and Gendo says like, okay, so does everybody remember when those gates opened in the previous movies? There was this big, weird, like multiple cross thing, kind of rotating up there and coming down, like this gray, spindly, almost chandelier.
That's the
Does
Black
anybody
Moon,
remember
isn't
that?
it?
No, that's they call it. He calls it later when they go into the antiverse. He calls it the Golgotha object, and they get up really close to it, and it turns out to be fucking gigantic.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
also,
like the thing that Ava Unit 1 was encapsulated in, looked like that.
yeah. And then so Gendo says, forget exactly the wording, but he says something like, long ago, beings who were not human left this object and 6 spears in this place. And so
Was it 6? I thought it was just like 3. Or like...
Oh yeah, he says 6, but then
But
says,
he
like,
made one, and then
yeah,
they turned the Wunder into one. Like, this is part where, like, if I didn't love Ava so much, this would turn me off a lot, because it's kind of
yeah,
just...
when they're making extra spears. The thing too that I didn't like is that the spears that they're making start to look kind of Saturday morning. Like the original Lance of Longinus, it looks really weird. It's like this DNA helix that unravels and becomes a spear. It looks properly surreal.
Yeah,
and
when
alien,
when
but, like,
Shinji somehow, like, these spears all have names, even though they didn't exist yet. There's a Cassius, the Spear of Hope. And it totally
Yeah.
looks like a He-Man weapon.
You
Yeah,
can explain
I've
that
seen
away.
Power
It's explained
Zord.
in the Dead
Yeah,
Sea
there's-
Scrolls. It's fine.
Yeah.
yeah, there's like a big green crystal in it. It
Yeah.
it definitely looks like an accessory that would come.
That could be in
along
Power
like
Rangers.
a different section of the blister pack.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, absolutely.
Rita
Yeah, I
Repulsa
thought- I
needs
thought
that thing in
Power
order to make
Zord
money
right away,
evil
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I absolutely know that Anno was making this film, and he got really into making these spears. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to do the next Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's gotta happen.
Yeah, little dry run testing. Like, guys, we got to get the spears exactly right for Kamen Rider. I've got just the
Yeah.
place. It's a little project called Ava something.
Yeah, we'll get through it. We'll start in the 90s, but we'll get there eventually by 2021. Trust me, I'm pretty good at planning these things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, like, Misato rams through inside Evangelion Imaginary.
Yeah,
And then,
the eye.
Yeah, and so, he was already in there, though, right? Because, like,
Well, yeah. He
her
went
going
through
through
the
is
eye
what gives him the
first.
spear.
Yeah.
So Hitmari was able to get in the Evangelion, was able to take him into the anti-universe, and he was able to just say Ayanami and get inside Ava Unit 1 and meet glamour model, tortured slave, Ayanami.
Like
Yeah.
super totally uncut hair from all that time in there. Glad we didn't get to see her fingernails.
Yeah, it was a scene that
yeah,
really
they
did
Should've
make...
shown that.
I misunderstood it
Yeah.
a little bit, because at first I thought that, like, she was, like, the dummy plug for Gendo. Like, that was, like, the trade-off, but then I realized, like, oh, no, she was inside Ava Unit 1, which was being used as the engine for the Wunder. So
Yeah,
that's why
and-
she's there.
Yeah, and this whole,
Yeah.
over the last 14 years, yeah, she's just been stuck there. But also, something else is, what did everybody think about using live-action face for the huge ray?
Oh, I loved it.
I loved it. It was real weird.
Yeah, me too.
I think it worked in conjunction with, like, the idea of Evangelion Imaginary, and also knowing, like, this movie really rewards people who have seen everything that's Ava.
Oh, yeah.
Well, another thing
think-
that it really works is this whole area. I feel like we're going to spend a little time talking.
Da da
about.
da 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 da. That's like their Come
Yeah,
Susser Todd moment.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Well, I think there wasn't a whole lot of tumbling down in this one, but I did think that it was a good
Nice.
shout out because, okay, so everybody who's familiar with Eva and the end of Eva at all, they recognize, the ending of the huge ray head falling down and then like half of it being in the water and shit like that. So I thought it was like a good kind of weird sacralization of one of the most important visual aspects that everybody's familiar with from the past, but also that and there was kind of a weird irony to that, but also I thought it was cool in purely a visual technical sense in that it's this insane thing. It's Ava imaginary.
Well, that's why it's supposed to be Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, is that like it looks to the characters as different. So like we're just seeing it in animation.
Well, I kind of feel my interpretation, my headcanon is that Evangelion Imaginary is the franchise.
Oh yeah.
So that's why it's like, it's also like this is the first movie where I think the message has always been like, hey, deal with your fucking problems. But this first one, like, okay, I tried to do that by showing you someone not dealing with their problems, but you guys seem to emulate that because you're fucking dummies. So I'm going to show the characters actually confronting the goddamn problems. And you know what? They end up better for it.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
Like in that audience of End of Ava where they spliced in the premiere audience into the movie, and you see a guy in the front like holding a Ray plushie, and then then it shows him all disappearing. Like go outside, get out of the theater.
Yeah, it's SeanBaby.com. This is
go ahead.
This is a real rewarding because I feel like they I think it's a whole franchise where it's about the beginning part was Shinji avoiding his issues and what happens when you turn your back. And for decades we've been saying like, just fucking talk to your dad, dude. Just fucking talk to your dad.
Or I thought you were going to say, just fuck Asuka.
just fuck Asuka and then talk to your dad.
But I do like the scene where like
I fucked my dad and talked to Asuka. Fuck.
Oh no.
I do like the scene where they go with Kensuke to his father's grave, and Kensuke's like, you should try and make peace with your father. Like, you'll regret it when they're gone. And then Asuka's like, you're talking about Gendo Ikari.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know if you saw this anytime, but it turns out Gendo Ikari in English is an anagram for ignore a kid.
That's amazing.
That's something you can try at home, everybody.
Yeah, do it. But yeah, they when Shinji's finally got into this and we're getting into all this metatextual stuff, he talks to Rei and kind of like comes to peace with everything that's happened. He decides that he's going to engage in a fight with his dad, and you're thinking it's going to be this like huge fight between two Eva units. But
at first it is.
Cool because
the movie primes you to think in terms of big set piece battles.
Yeah,
but then it is literally a big set piece battle, which is the coolest thing ever. I mean, it's
literally.
Because
they started out in Tokyo in Tokyo 3 from like the series of the movies.
But then you realize it's a fake set that they're having a battle.
They trick you a little bit at first. It's great. Like, it starts off, in like the old Tokyo 3 from like episode 2 and shit like that. And then as they're fighting and they're being knocked into buildings, the buildings just like skitter away without, any kind of connection to the ground or anything. And at first, for me, I was thinking like, what the hell just happened to the animation? Guys, you had like 9 years to work on this, and you can't, put some foundations, some burst pipes or anything in there. But then suddenly, Gendo throws Shinji far, and he hits a wall that's like a painted curtain, like the fucking Truman Show. And you're like, oh, the buildings were always just like cardboard boxes.
Well, like
it was great.
It's cool. It's represented that way, but like they said in the anti-universe, humans can't perceive what it is, so it creates something in their mind for them to interact with each other, which is the entirety of the series. Because after that, I don't know where they get sent next. Eventually, they get sent to like a bunch of famous scenes from the show.
Yeah, they go to like Misato's apartment.
Oh yeah, Misato's apartment was my
apartment.
favorite because they were fighting with all those giant beer cans flying around.
Yeah.
The giant beer cans flying. They literally are like in the backstage where you can see all the cameras and like pulley systems, which was really cool. They have it in the classroom.
Ava costumes hanging on the walls.
Yeah.
And I think what really makes it cool is they're having like a fight, but then you realize that all of their mirrors, their movements are mirroring each other, so they literally can't do anything but hit each other with the same exact points.
They are doing that, but then there's a couple of fights where like Gendo kills Shinji, but it still comes back, and they're fighting each other in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's literally like once again, it's a whole metaphysical narrative about the whole series where it's like, we could fight, but literally what we need to do is talk. That's all.
I mean, that's why I wish it would have been Shinji saying that rather than Gendo. Being like, what do we have to...
But I mean,
Go ahead.
That's the thing where I would debate that, is that I think a lot of these films is you have to realize, like, Gendo is a fully formed adult man who's made these decisions, and Shinji's still basically a child. He's the one who needs to be reaching out and trying to be, like, a dad in some ways. So I think that's why it's a big breakthrough.
Yeah, and because Shinji has already been reaching out to him, too, only to be rebuffed this entire time. So this is the first time, Gendo's tried to do anything.
The best part... Yeah, I gotta say, before we get too far, and sorry to cut you off, is I think the best thing is that what saves the universe in this version of Evangelion, what leads to them talking, is the fucking tape player. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I love it so much.
Well, it was always meant to be his dad's tape player, which was...
Yeah.
Did they really, like, hint at that early on in, like, the original show? I didn't pick up on that.
I just know that it... I think he says it at some point in the original show. Like, this was the only thing he left behind when he left me with my teacher.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
But and a really interesting thing, they finally get into the backstory of Gendo when they start talking about it, because they really didn't do that too much for a lot of the other series, which is interesting.
Well, this was at the point when
hanging out with, like, Fuyutsuki.
Yeah. This was at the point when I realized, I had my, like, moment when, like, Gendo started telling his story... And you realize, like, oh shit, this is Anno talking. And I know we talked about that a little bit before, about how, like, my subtitle, like, portrait of the artist as an old man. But just that realization that, like, of course, Anno would identify probably more with Gendo at this point than he would with Shinji.
Oh, yeah, because Gendo earlier was, like, a kind of super Shinji. He was, totally isolated. He went off, never wanted to be with anybody. He just wanted to, like, read and study and,
And as like someone who's like an introvert as a kid, I totally sympathize with that. That's why I know that's Anno literally talking about himself.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he even kind of looks like what a kid Anno might look like with the glasses and the, like messy hair.
Oh, absolutely. Just without the huge ears, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't know if he planned it this way for Gendo to look like that, or he just mutated his DNA to look like Gendo as he got older. But the motherfucker really do look like an old Gendo.
Well, there's one shot of Gendo when he's telling his story. I don't know when it happens, but it doesn't look like Gendo that we've been seeing. It looks like fucking Anno.
Yeah, but they also do some.
It's like him looking back over his shoulder or something, and like.
Yeah. And they do a lot of fun shots of showing him like through different ages, and then you also see the mirror of like how he looked a lot like Shinji when he was a kid, because it makes sense since he's his dad. So
yeah, and they do a lot of like the living sketch shot, the living sketch style, kind of as a callback to episodes 25 and 26, and a little bit of the end of Ava with the kids' drawings and everything. So it's like, sort of like an animatic. With his guts
ripped open.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no dogs being gored here, but I'm sure.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that being not a thing because I love dogs. But this leads to finally them like having a heart to heart and talking about like how he's like slightly proud of Shinji because like he's decided not to isolate himself like he did as a kid. At least that's the subtext I took from it. Because once again, this is Eva. Hey motherfuckers, this is Evangelion. You could take a million interpretations of it, which is why it's so fun. But they kind of talk it out, and then this is where it gets really trippy. Of like, we're told apparently there has to be like a series of sacrifices if they want to rebuild the world, and then Shinji's like, okay, I'll do it, but then Gendo's like, no, I think this is the point where I should make that decision.
Well, no, there's the scene where like he finally he has some understanding with Shinji, and he hugs him, and then he sees Yui.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say before that too, like a huge thing that reveals a lot of like Gendo's motivation and everything is that when he meets Yui, she's the first person to really accept him for who he is. She's like his Kaoru, and so that's what makes him so desperate to reunite with her, is because she brought him to life for the first time.
Well, as much as I think I like saying that the message of the movie is like get into therapy, it does also kind of seem like get a girlfriend.
Yeah. Or even better, make a human connection.
Yeah, date your therapist.
With someone you could have sex with.
Date your therapist. Have sex with your therapist. Okay, I think we have to do the honest moment. Okay, since a few of us have been following Evangelion for us, who cried when Gendo hugged Shinji? Because I totally did.
I did.
I had to.
I got pretty misty eyed. Yeah, I was like, oh,
probably. I know I cried a couple of times, but for some reason I can't seem to think which parts they were. I think I definitely think I cried when I saw glamour model Ray, who'd just been inside the, what do you call it?
Oh,
plug.
Yeah. That was pretty pretty shocking reveal. But for real, at that hug at the end, I was like, this is the moment. Like, this is it. This is what
Asuka's story. I cried during Asuka's story, especially that scene when she sees a baby Shinji with Gendo and Yui, and she's just alone, and she's all jealous.
And
Ken's in the little doll suit to
I was gonna say her doll that says Asuka on it comes onto a log with her, pats her head, and then takes off its head, and it's Ken under there. That was great.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it was a lot of emotional highs too, because I think that it's been if you've been a fan of the series for decades, we've been Gendo, hug your kid.
Yeah.
Also, that scene that I mentioned earlier, where Shinji's why is everybody trying to help me? And because we like you, and then he starts crying. That got me misty eyed too. It's I totally understand that. It's such a good way to put that and explain a bunch, but also I don't know. I just loved it, that line a whole bunch.
Yeah. Well, now that we talked about the fun emotions, this is where I have this is where I'm trying to figure out what actually happens from this point.
I think so. Misato takes the Wunder after taking off her hat and getting her bangs back. Takes the Wunder through Ava Imaginary's eye, transforms it into a spear that then appears as a tiny model in Shinji's hands.
Thank you, Miss Misato.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. He's talking to Glamour Ray, to the original Ray, with her huge mane now, and so she says,
he has to confront all of the other children, it seems.
Yeah. He talks to them and he says well, what I really want now that I've had this moment, is I don't need there to be Avas anymore, a world without. But there's also
we should talk a little bit about him confronting all the other pilots, because he confronts Asuka.
Oh yeah.
Asuka has her own little thing with herself, and it's very much like an end. The whole this is the me that is in Misato Katsuragi's mind, and this is me inside of my own mind. We were both saying, but it's more wholesome than that.
Yeah.
Because he's talking to Asuka in fan service Asuka from End of Evangelion. They're on that beach, and she's in
with her plug suit all shredded.
Yeah, and she's got more the body of a woman in it than she does of a child as well. Oh, yeah. I feel they drew her a little bit more older.
Yeah, I thought that was a metaphor for her finally growing up out of that childhood physical form.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he does manage to get her plug out of Ava Imaginary and send it to wherever the rest of humans were. Because we see her waking up in the plug, and I think it's implied that she's human again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ejected back out with the rockets and everything. You see them as little sparkles off in the sky. Something about that though.
Go ahead. It's all metaphorically Rei, Shinji, and Asuka are all supposed to basically be representations of Anno. They're supposed to be his talent and drive to do better. They're supposed to be his self-doubt, and they're supposed to be potential. And this is, or at least what I took from it was no, he's finally kind of grown up. He's finished Ava. He's gotten out of Ava, and he can move on with his life.
Well, that's another thing why I felt
very on the nose in that way.
I felt him embracing Shinji at the end was Anno, confronting regret, I guess, forgiving his past self for not doing the things maybe he should have after he realized that things about himself.
Oh yeah,
regret. Forgiving yourself for past regret.
And he said he put a lot of sickness into Ray, and he thought she's a very sick person. I want to portray this, and then everybody loved her, and he was really surprised.
Yeah,
I've never read that before, but I can kind of see it.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's a lot of interesting takes that I feel Anno got to and finally kind of delivered with this movie from what he was doing with the whole movie series. And
it is a good
John
wrap
talked about
up for
this-
the entire franchise.
Yeah.
I think so too, and I was talking about this with John on the drive home from when we did the first recording of like, it feels like it really is an amazing thing to see an artist able to accomplish. Of like the first time through the series with End of Evangelion, you see somebody who wants to like show what it looks like to be depressed and given to desperation and be like, you know, I'm rejecting society and I want to put this into a message of why I've turned my back on any type of human connections. And then to see him like decades later having like a fulfilled life and made like human connections and actually want to be a better person, and then try to like retool that idea and message with these movies,
Branching out into other industries.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he's directed.
like,
he's directing movies now, like people movies.
It's really,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you said, it's like go to therapy is the message, but it's like this is what I would have done if I'd gone to therapy and been a more better person at the time, which
Yeah,
I think is
it
a really
makes-
interesting thing to see.
It makes the message of the originals about like self-actualization feel much more lived in and kind of visceral, as opposed to, again, like the end where Shinji says a couple things and has this epiphany, and then suddenly it ends. This really builds up to it and demonstrates it in a kind of show don't tell way that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to get to the actual ending, and then we'll get to the
Yeah, before we get that, I want to say, do we think that Mari is 60?
Yeah, well, it turns out Mari is short for Maria, is in like Ave Maria, is in Jesus' mom.
Well, they
And
also,
her-
Fusky also says Mary Iscariot, and that's like Judas's last name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
for real.
interpretations you could do, and I think they definitely toned it up for this last movie, because after they decide the sacrifices and Shinji's actually spared, and we're showing this kind of reconstructed world, but it's very confusing because it's supposed to be both like a reconstructed world in reality, but also where they left off. We don't need to figure.
Well,
out. It's the end of
I
the
interpret it
series.
as
Right. It's
it's
the antiverse.
the current day. They've all aged from how old they were when they were born in 2015.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
Very cool.
it's
Are we
like
talking about the very last scene now?
I
We'll
think
get into
so,
the
right?
last scene,
Oh, okay.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I
I'm
think
sorry.
There was some
Because
stuff.
we also have the beach scene with Mari too.
Yeah, where it deconstructs itself, and even before that, when Shinji gets the spear, Cassius, I think, the Hope Spear with the He-Man
Yeah,
one.
Cassius
Yeah.
Clay.
Yeah.
And yeah, he
Yeah.
he sort of like does this Madoka Magica thing where he wants to reset the world to be like our world, and so he uses that to sort of metaphysically destroy all the Avas, and we see it piercing through all of them and shattering them in kind of this sequence.
It says that he doesn't change anything other than Ava's never existing.
Yeah.
Like that's what he says. Like, oh, a new world, Neon Genesis,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
goes to the
Yeah,
meme.
she
Or
said
the
it.
credit in the background.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
meme. Were like, what are we? Some sort of Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Yeah,
He made it real. And that's why this is a 10 out of 10 film, in my opinion.
for sure.
Uh,
He just comes out and
yeah.
says like, "It's done. The show's over. Stop watching it."
He did say in an
I-
interview though that like I could see myself maybe going back to it. I hope he was just saying that to just like cultivate mystery because I literally
Oh,
hope
yeah.
he
I
never
hope you're
goes
saying
back.
that, not even to
Oh,
cultivate mystery, to really fuck with the fans. I think
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
I saw one too where he said like, "This is the end of Evangelion. Like for real this time. It's done." And the interviewer asked, "Will you miss it?" And he just goes, "No."
I'm
Hey,
done.
they could
Yeah.
still do a return right by giving us a 40-episode series that just focuses on Rey in that small village again.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be fun.
Or
I would
or
watch
sitting
that.
in the entry plug that whole time, just as like
Ray
a high
loves
Oh, they
living
saved
in
so
the
much
country.
money on animation.
it's like a high
Yeah.
concept thing, like Andy Warhol filming that guy sleeping.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd love it. So we get to that. They have Mari and Shinji have a discussion on the beach about kind of how the world's going to change, and then we finally get to the last scene, which is like, I mean, it's classic anime ending. You got them at a train station.
But I also want to mention
Running
though,
off
before we
towards
get-
the future.
Before we get to that,
Yeah.
everybody on like the Evangelion subreddit and shit all love that like one last kiss song from the very end. But I love the song that's playing like after Shinji uses the new spear to kill all of Evangelion, and I guess he's waiting in a decaying world is what the degradation of the art style is supposed to meant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is a pretty cool interpretation of it.
Or like the world that he was in totally unmaking itself and then being recreated when
Yeah,
Mari
and then
plunges.
then
plunges
Mari
into
shows
the
up at the last
ocean and-
minute.
Yeah, and comes back up in like regular clothes instead of the plug suit.
Yeah, and the song they play
yeah.
throughout that, I think that's the best song in the movie.
I mean, one thing I should
Yeah,
say
it was
too
pretty
for
good.
the whole movie series is that I think they had really great soundtracks for the fact that they were all over the place. They were just like orchestrated jazz, crazy techno fusion, cosmic gumbo. It's just everywhere.
Yeah, and like the sci-fi disco for when the Wunder is doing stuff, like as
Yeah.
a callback to Nadia. Yeah, I thought that was really nice.
It was.
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
we mentioned
And
that
then
in the last episode. Yeah.
And then basically we end the film with Shinji and Mari at a train station that they decide to run off. But on the opposite end of the platform, of course, they do a little tease of having Rei and Karu hanging out. I guess getting to be adults and not angel babies anymore, which good.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought like it's,
Yeah,
it's
and
like-
it,
a lot of people interpret that as like, oh, Kaoru and Rei are shipped, but then they show like some panels from an episode of Bob's Burgers, like, oh, they make a cute couple, right? They
Yeah.
certainly are standing next to each other.
yeah.
yeah, God, maybe they're siblings now. Who knows?
And
then,
Asuka
yeah,
is
it's,
in that last scene
Hey,
as
if it's
well.
animated, then that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
They don't focus on her, but Asuka is in that last scene.
Oh yeah, I saw her.
I could have used some
Yeah.
Misato, but then
Yeah.
she didn't really have any growing up to do.
She wasn't.
So,
She wasn't one of the children. So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it segues into real drone footage of Anno's hometown, like in the industrial areas that they were kind of shooting through in that last confrontation between Gendo and Shinji.
just in case for the viewers at home, if you weren't sure this was actually about Anno and his message, you gotta really make sure it's hammered home.
Yeah, they're like,
Well, you know
oh,
what,
this
here.
is my hometown, and this is like actual real drone footage of it with Shinji and Mari rotoscoped in and just tiny little figures in the bottom.
Yeah, but I think
And
that was supposed to be about this- I think it's supposed to be like a confirmation that this is the end of this series, at least for now, because it's going from where they broke down to basic like storyboards from animation to the real world, and I kind of like that transition is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too, and I like just like he gave us the one thing I don't think I expected, the happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing
We
that
knew
kind
it.
of irked me a little bit about it, though, is you see, like, Shinji wearing a business suit and everything, and it felt like it went a little bit against the whole idea of self-actualization by going and being, like, the subordinate to this organization that's also probably in conflict with the whole, like, eco-solar punk message of the village that they showed
Yeah, we
earlier.
don't-
So I
Yeah,
was thinking, like, it
maybe
would've
he's
been...
We don't know.
maybe
if-
he's
No,
a
I was
comedian and that's his thing.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like the business
Yeah.
guy.
We don't,
Oh, I was...
we don't know if he's a
I was gonna
businessman.
say-
He could be. He could be
Yeah.
that guy from 50 Shades of Grey. He could just be fucking someone.
One of the guys from Stella, yeah. He, like, I thought it would have been cool to have him, like, directing installing solar panels or something to sort of bring it back to the whole Miyazaki world at the beginning.
Or he could just be that one kid on YouTube who reviews the energy drinks and what they taste.
Oh
like.
my god! Oh,
He's
that's
really-
totally
Oh, yeah.
what Shinji's doing.
Maybe, yeah, maybe he's a pickup artist.
Yeah, it's just like, Mario, we gotta go. Red Bull just dropped a flavor that's based off sunscreen. We gotta see what it tastes like.
I did
Yeah.
really.
We got the new monster. This one's pink.
Yeah, but it tastes like cotton candy, even though it doesn't really have a flavor. It's just sugar.
Yeah, he does that thing. One of the guys, he's diabetic, and so he takes a sip of the energy drinks and then spits them out like a wine taster.
Yeah. So yeah, we're making that canon now. He
Oh,
wanted to
definitely.
become a YouTube
Yes.
star who tastes energy drinks, like that
Yeah.
one weird kid.
I really.
So you
but yeah.
you think this implies that he was shipped with Mari?
Yeah, oh yeah. They,
I think it
we gotta
kinda
be honest.
does,
They're
yeah.
flirting
They
at
do.
the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She I don't know, she's like, "Oh, guess who? It's somebody who has big boobs."
Yeah. Oh, girl with
Yeah,
big
we
boobs and
finally,
glasses.
after years, we've confirmed if Shinji's an ass or a boob man. Now we finally know.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Thanks, Anno. This is what we've been waiting for.
He's
Yeah.
fluid.
I just want to say this real quick before I move on. I love for that the first time I think in all of Evangelion, Shinji's voice actor is talking like a real person and doesn't have like this exaggerated anime accent on.
It's
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
No, you get it for 1
You
second.
get it for 1 second.
Entire
No, and
series.
it's the perfect payoff. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
so
we're out of it. You know, we're going on to the real world. Yeah.
And speaking of going to the real world, it's going to segue right into reviews. And I think we're going to have to do this 5 out of 5 end of Evangelions. Because it's funny to me to think about how many times we've tried to end the series.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to jump in first?
I'll go first. Feelings? I'll go 4.5 end of Evangelions. This, mostly as a fan of Evangelion. Like, I think if you're just someone who like just watched the rebuilds, I don't think it would be satisfying to you.
Yeah.
But you piece of shit.
Yeah. Like the stuff about Gendo like deliberately walking into the Ava unit's mouth instead of having his head bitten off.
Yeah, which it's also like I think I've said in the previous reviews that like why would you be watching the rebuilds if you weren't already a fan of I guess the first movie I could see like it's just like a quicker way to get Evangelion, but then by the end of the second, it's like, okay, they're doing something different, which I appreciate.
Yeah, kind of
but it's not.
Let's see what the big deal is.
Yeah, which this movie, if you only know the rebuilds, you're not gonna like this movie. I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because I think the whole idea is like it's encompassing like everything of Evangelion prior to it, especially that weird ass ending when they're in the anti-universe.
It does. Yeah. It feels really, really like a culmination of everything.
Totally.
I've heard some people say like, "Oh, even people who don't know Evangelion can enjoy this movie," and so I went into it expecting that, and I was like, "That person is insane."
I mean,
I never heard anybody say that about this.
I think theoretically someone could, but like not a lot. They could enjoy parts of it, but as a whole, they wouldn't be able to appreciate it.
They get like they get the cool, battle with the Ava zombies and like the thing in Paris, and that's really about all it would have for them.
Yeah. I guess I could jump in with my my review for my score. We might score it all around the same way because I also think it's a 4.5 out of 5 end of Evangelions. Because listen, you got to go through the movies. The third one is rough, I gotta say, no matter how you're looking at it. At least in my opinion. The first two are definitely kind of fun, but the fourth is such a good payoff, and like I said, it's really cool to see someone's artistic vision both realized in the first time he did it, going off the spectrum of being depressing with no hope, which is supposed to represent, I think, the spears, because the one spear is supposed to be despair, and the other spear is supposed to be hope. And the second movie is the hope. It's like, there can be a happy ending if you actually work on yourself and, want to have contact and intimacy with other human beings and all the work you need to do to get there. So I think it's just a really great message. It's really great to see, even for like depressing fanboys who followed this for too long and have no lives. Maybe they'll be inspired to actually do something finally. I'm going real mean with that one, but it's a 4.5 out of 5 then. So
the movie.
I don't know why I got so spicy. But I think it's because I've been in anime for so long that specifically people really, really into Evangelion always seem really depressing to me for some reason.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say the movie really does go that mean, though. And, like, it wants you to not watch any more Evangelion. Some people asked me if it was any good. Like, oh, should I see it? I haven't really seen Evangelion for a long time, or I never really got into it. And I was like, well, no, then the movie doesn't want you to see it.
Yeah.
It wants you to, like go do something else.
And I'm not trying to be mean with what I'm saying. I think it's that thing of like people who get obsessed with fandoms, and I think Evangelion's always been like kind of a specific target of that, of like saying like there isn't a beginning and end to things, and there's a certain point when you have to move on, but you can still appreciate the time you had with it, but like live your life. It's really interesting to me.
Oh, yeah. I have actually a little bit of a story about that. So in Japan, Ava has an even much nerdier reputation than it does here.
Well, they'll slap Ava shit on anything over there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, when I was doing a study abroad in Japan, I was at this house party and smoking out on a balcony with a bunch of people. And this girl gets a call from her mom and like wondering where she is and if she's at this party or something. Yeah. And so this guy standing next, who had like a big marijuana leaf necklace, leans to her phone and says, maybe I should collect more Evangelion stuff, to make it sound like she's not anywhere cool.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so funny.
I know, like dig. I know otakus are almost nerdier in Japan than they are in America.
Almost?
Yeah, with the backpacks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fly tried to get in my mouth.
But yeah, I also, with my review too, I say that as someone who's been a fan of Evangelion for a while too, so it's those things I see in myself as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm gonna delete my video essay that I've been working on. I'm just gonna.
Thanks a lot, Brandon. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna redraw all the fan art I've been working on. So it's about let's see, what's less nerdier than Ava? I don't know.
Attack of Titans?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Steins Gate. So wait, no, that was a bad idea. Should I go?
The Horse Girl anime? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Yeah, that's
People are
fucking
really into
huge
that
now.
one.
Yeah. What is going on?
I don't know.
But,
I think society's finally devolved. Anyways, go to your review.
So yeah, I will also give it 4.5 out of 5 End of Avas, and I think the reason is that some of the stuff towards the end I felt was maybe a little bit too on the nose, like kind of unsubtle about what it was trying to convey, and I would have liked to also see it just get a little bit weirder. But other than that,
how much weirder do you want it to get? Like what parts should be weirder?
I want to see like a lot of these same kind of effects. Oh, the flashing title cards for one thing.
Okay, those I missed those, but I think that's also
I mean, like
Anno working with no budget versus Anno working with any budget he fucking wants.
Well, they did an End of Ava too, but like I wanted to see, I guess, more like visual craziness. There's a kaleidoscope scene towards the end of this one where everything is kind of turning inside out. And you've got like splitting Shinjis and everything. I wanted to see more of that.
Okay,
but
I get
no,
you.
that's just a tiny little gripe. The other thing though that I think would have pushed the movie up a little bit better is if there was a bit more of a build up to the confrontation with Gendo and Nerve, because all of a sudden, like, it's just like, oh, by the way, we're going to go have a final battle. They don't really say, like, why did they pick this particular time? You know, how have they been strategizing with it? It's just like getting a text last minute saying, like, hey, we're going to go blow up Nerve tonight. You want to come?
You're right, but the movie was You're right, but the movie was already super long.
Yeah,
it was like 2.5 hours, which like I was okay with that. I still watched the movie like 4 or 5 times, but that's
it
pretty
did not
long.
feel like 2.5 hours. Yeah,
it
felt
sometimes it does. Like twice it didn't. 3 of the other times it did.
Yeah, but other than that, I am extremely satisfied with what I saw. I thought it was fantastic. Definitely a worthy capstone to the whole.
I know we got to get to Martin still for this one, but I think it's a universal thing. This is many hardcore fans who are done with the movies and people still really into the series. Universally, I've heard people just really be like, "Wow, they really did a good job with this last one." And I think we were all kind of caught off guard because of how Third had such a reputation for it. So
it had a reputation, and it was 9 years.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have worked. It's exactly like Persona 5, guys. It was in production for almost 11 years. Everyone forgot about it and didn't think it'd be good. But now...
You never saw it coming.
You never see it coming.
It's crazy. It's like a reverse Final Fantasy 15.
Fantastic.
That's a good way to put it.
I also want to give it a pretty high score. I think I want to just give it a 5 out of 5 because I mean,
damn.
I only started.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
I only started watching Ava like last year, but I've seen all of the anime. I've taken in a good amount of the media. Obviously, there are a billion fucking spin-off games and mangas, various light novels. There's whatever that you can get into.
All the hentai.
Exactly.
Don't Google Human Salvation Project.
I've only seen like 20% of the hentai. Like
that's
a lot of hentai.
I loved it. This isn't really a gripe, but I think it really shows how Anno is kind of like grown in taste as a director. I really liked End of Evangelion. And one of my favorite things in End of Evangelion is that fight Asuka has with like the artificial units, where it's just this bloody, visceral, giant, messy fight. And the fact that we didn't have something like that in this movie, again, I think it kind of shows how he's kind of,
not matured, but changed as an artist over time.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
whole
one
thing
of
does
the
feel cleaner.
best scenes in that movie too. That's like the highlight.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, I think also there's something with the switch from analog cell animation to digital. Is I heard somebody else, they were talking about Ava in this context and comparing it, and then they're saying there's a kind of fleshiness to cell animation that digital hasn't really learned to replicate yet. Some of it just like the analog artifacts and everything, and I think part of what makes the bird, like the pigeon Ava fight, so great is that you get this real sense of the material that everything is made of, and the feel of the blood. It looks very convincing.
My favorite, the shot that always like kills me, is the shot like the first time that Asuka hits her like spear against one of the other like mass production Ava spears, and you see their weight, like how slow they're moving.
Oh yeah,
but still moving like how they would in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, here they feel much, much lighter and, more like a ninja movie. And even there's a thing, we didn't really mention it before, but after they get through the zombie Avas, there are like these weird little Ava imp things that are just made out of 2 Unit 1 arms, kind of jumping around.
Oh, yeah, I love those
and
things.
everything is, they were cool.
They remind me, did anyone ever watch Jerry Springer, like in the early 2000s? Yeah, he would just randomly have this guy on who was like missing the lower half of his body, and he'd just walk around on his hands, and it reminded me of that.
I know that guy. Like I don't know him, but I know the guy you're talking about. He would show up on shit all the time.
Oh, that's
freaking
awesome.
Wild.
Yeah, I hope you didn't self-destruct as much as this weird little Ava one. Yeah, like glomming onto Mari's unit and then blowing up. Yeah, that was great. Those things looked incredibly difficult to fight, which is why I thought they were such a great addition to that part. But yeah, it is a different sensibility in terms of the way they flit around like little, ninja birds.
And somehow, like, I know we've already gone over this, but Mari's whole being able to absorb other Avas.
Yeah, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, like, takes the arm, because Mari seems to be kind of like a cheat character.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, Mari
there's like a meta aspect to it. Yeah.
I've seen it.
So, at the end, it was a little bit strange, because it almost felt like Mari was being used as a reward for Shinji.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you get this awesome girl. Like, just sort of handed to you because she likes you a lot, because like it's part of her mission to sort of kick you out of this rut. I thought that was a little bit weird.
Yeah, that's the thing a lot of fans have theorized too. That's supposed to represent Anno's wife as well, because of the same reasons of like who Shinji is supposed to also be part of Anno and where he ends up, and then which is like maybe, but I don't know. It's fine. He ended up with a girl. Who cares?
From what I've seen of like the manga that she's made, Anno's wife does seem to be something of like a manic pixie dream comic artist.
Yeah.
But whatever, he deserves it.
I'm the Japanese Juno.
Yeah. Once again, that does add a meta layer of like, is it a commentary that Anno is saying is that he did end up with a manic pixie dream comic maker, and this is the character. Listen, you could talk about this all day, but this is going to be a long ass episode.
Cut everything I said.
Yeah, just weird. Well, I'm not going to replace it. It'll just be blank silence.
Be Garfield minus Garfield.
Yeah. It'll be like, wow, they've really lost
the best Garfield.
They've gone insane. But yeah, I think we should do a quick stupid game section.
Quit playing
stupid games. Because I had a really fun idea for this one, and we're actually just gonna go to how tall is Steve Buscemi. We got to get back to it. It's been a while. John, I know we asked you originally last time you were on how tall Steve Buscemi is, so we're just gonna go to the lightning round, and I want to ask you all, how tall do you think Rei Ayanami is supposed to be?
5'2".
I'll say 5'3".
I want to say 5'5".
Okay. Are you all ready to have your fucking minds blown?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, go for it.
Canonically, that in the comics and the anime, she's supposed to be 7'2". No, she's really short. She's supposed to be 4'8".
Really?
No joke.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
wow.
I guess
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who say that because I guess it's supposed to be.
I guess
reduced height
Shinji's
because
also a
larger
kid,
growth.
so
That
Pick
makes
her up and
sense.
put her in my pocket.
he could easily be
Yeah.
like 5'5".
Yeah. When I Googled this, I thought this would be a fun little tidbit. Is the second thing that the question after this is Reddit, and it says, "I hate myself for asking this, but what are the canonical measurements of Rei Ayanami?"
What does
You
she
don't
smell
hate
like?
yourself for asking
You
that.
dirty monster.
You dirty, dirty little
Yeah.
monster boy. Get off the internet, you little creep.
Figure it out yourself and don't tell anyone.
And we're gonna do a slight kind of deviation off how tall is Steve Buscemi, because they had another question that was posed right under that, which is Ray autistic?
No.
I don't know if we should have this debate because it's probably not too sensitive or good.
Just
But
use
Yeah.
neurodivergent, please.
Yes.
yeah, neurodivergent's better. It's a lot
And,
more
like,
inclusive.
probably?
But that all.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
not human.
Yeah. Yeah, given that she's like an alien consciousness that was designed to seed life.
She's an
everywhere.
artificially
I mean, she's-
created thing.
Yeah.
She's a
definitely
person,
not
sure, but-
typical. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's the internet's such a gross and wild place that literally after somebody's asking their height, they have to ask if she's on the spectrum or neurodivergent. I'm like, why? Why?
One of us.
Yeah, it's like a neck beard asking that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Sure.
myself am also autistic, and I require an autistic wife.
Self-diagnosed, yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it's.
But nobody likes me.
And then I think
But...
just like in Evangelion. So I gotta ask you then finally, for the last height measurement, how tall is Frank Sinatra?
Ooh. I wonder
5'9".
5'8".
Okay, I think both John and Martin said 5'8", right?
yeah.
And then how tall?
5'9".
5'9".
All right. Well, I have to say this. Luke is the only loser this time
Aw.
because John and Martin got it right on the dot. He's
Yes.
5'8".
Oh, shit!
I will
Finally,
be,
I won
Fly
something.
us to the moon,
Yeah, I'll be
baby.
mailing you both. I'll be mailing you 3 Payday bars. They should be arriving in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So
All right.
keep your eye out for a peanut butter.
You
surprise.
better actually mail him that shit, Brandon. I'd fucking kill for a Payday bar.
And
right
if you
now
want a
and
Payday
3
bar-
weeks from now.
And if
No,
you
I'm
want a
not a
payday
payday
bar
bar.
out there in listening land, email us.
Yeah, please email us at podzukipodcast@gmail.com. If you email us there and you give me your address, I'll send you a Payday bar. I promise.
Yeah, if you email us and you write chicken monkey somewhere in the email, we will send you I will at my own expense send you a payday bar.
Don't.
You know what? This is the new thing we're starting. We for real. If you've listened to the podcast at this point and you email us at podzukipodcast@gmail.com with those credentials that Luke said, or just even say I want the Payday bar, and you give us your address, we will literally send you a Payday bar.
I see
then swat
I
you.
see this playing out one of two ways. Either no one does it, or this ends up on like a Slick Deals subreddit, and we get 1,000 messages for free Payday bars.
All right, the cap's going to be 100. So the first
Yeah, 100, that's a good
Payday
one.
bar,
Yeah.
which is still a lot, but still that'd be
I
very
think we're
funny
going to find
do.
out we have a lot of Norwegian fans. That's
Oh,
my
no,
guess.
the shipping's going to kill us. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
everybody
that'd be
lives
fun.
in McMurdo Village in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear the
for
news,
instance-
Pazuki?
It is a payday.
They won't be listening after this episode, I can tell you that.
Finally, we can
Yeah,
get
makes
some
sense.
candy.
They do this.
I have not seen the sunlight in years.
Very depressed. To get out of this hole really quickly, I think we should end it with the usual recommendations and plugs. Recommendations. You can both give us anything you'd like to recommend. It could be a show, it could be a feeling, it could be a day of the year, anything really. And then if you got any pluggables, go for it. Does anybody have anything on the tip of their tongue?
yeah,
Should
I wanna
get
start.
right
I
into
got... Okay, go ahead, Martin.
it? Whoa,
Sorry.
we got
No,
two.
you're good. All right. So first off, follow me at Weird Thrift Shop Finds on Instagram. I find things at thrift shops and I take pictures of them. And the thing I recommend, frickin' R.I.P. to a real one. Go watch my favorite not comedy special, which is the I Want to Be a Millionaire or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire episode where Norm Macdonald is on. It's a fucking delight.
Oh. R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
so
to a
sad.
real one.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. We just found out today for if you want to know when we recorded this.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was today that it was announced he died. At least maybe he died the night before, but
Yeah.
But yeah, R.I.P. And yeah, watch. I was gonna recommend What If on Disney Studios, but yeah, now I'm just gonna recommend anything Norm Macdonald.
Hell yeah, Dirty Jobs.
Yeah, Dirty Jobs is good. You can skip Screwed. I know Dave Chappelle's in it, but it's not very good.
Hell yeah, 7 minutes of
Look
Billy
up
Madison.
the moth joke on YouTube. Yeah, definitely look up that moth joke on YouTube.
Oh, I love
That's
that
so
moth
good. I
joke.
still think about that every once in a while.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight after we're done here.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. For my recommendations, I was also gonna recommend Dirty Work or Dirty Jobs. Sorry, Mike wrote. No, I was gonna go with, of course, anything with Norm Macdonald, even the Norm sitcom. Catching some of the clips on YouTube. Shout out to Billy Dean, because we were talking about it earlier in a group chat, but I love that in the Norm show, as he pointed out, he never wanted to act, he just wanted to be stupid. So it's funny to watch all these like sitcom actors try to act around Norm Macdonald. He's just being Norm Macdonald. It's a real treat. Yeah, he brought me so much joy as a kid, so it's like, yeah, give him a little time here. It's sad to see him go, but what a funny dude.
Also, another recommendation, Jim Brewer's story about the Twilight Zone sketch from SNL. With Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
just Google, Jim Brewer Twilight Zone sketch. I think you'll find the video.
Yeah, my recommendation
so many
was
good
going to
stories
be.
about Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, my recommendation was just going to be any of the things that got him fired from SNL.
Oh, those OJ bits are so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that OJ finally got him.
Yeah. And now you know the mystery, but I think that takes us to the end of Evangelion of podcasts of Podzuki.
You hear that other podcast?
Yeah,
None of you guys can talk about Evangelion anymore.
We know
We did it first.
we know we've let you down.
Yeah. So in
We've
way,
been a fool to ourselves.
Fulfilled how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've made yet another good entry to the fandom. If you feel let down, I feel like so.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
But I think we can do this one. Are you boys ready?
Oh God.
I think we are. Wait, for
Yeah.
what?
3, 2, 1.
You're gonna
like
the
the
way
way
we
we fuck.
We
I
fuck.
I
guarantee
guarantee it.
Oh my gosh, we actually
We
did
got it. We
This is
can't
the
see each
end of
other's
Podzuki.
faces.
Something
but-
just happened. I was just following you guys. I don't know what's going on.
This
But I
really
did
is
it.
The end of Podzuki. Oh my god.
Wow.
All right. I'm gonna stop
If only we
recording.
could have to get some drone footage now of our hometowns.
We regret that you have not yet complied with our order.
This show has been brought to you by Machine Culture.
The words get stuck in my throat.